You think you know Jason and Lucia, you've watched the trailers, you've seen the leaks, you've heard the theories, but I'm telling you right now, Rockstar hid something in plain sight, something that changes everything about GTA 6's story, and most players are going to miss it completely. I've spent the last week digging through every frame of footage, every line of dialogue, every single hint dropped across 3 years of marketing, and what I found, it's honestly kind of terrifying. Let me start with the obvious. Jason and Lucia are a modern day Bonnie and Clyde. That's what Rockstar wants you to think. Two lovers on a crime spree across Leonida, running from the law, trying to make it big. That's the surface. That's the bait. But here's the thing about Rockstar. They never do surface. They layer. They bury. They leave clues in the most random places. A newspaper you can barely read. A graffiti tag in the background. A single line of dialogue that only plays if you stand in a specific spot for 30 seconds. I found all of it, and it paints a picture that Rockstar hasn't shown anyone yet. Let's start with the name Lucia. That's not random. That name has roots in light, in illumination, but there's a darker connection. A specific historical figure, a woman who vanished under mysterious circumstances in Vice City back in the 1980s. Her name, Lucia Martinez. Missing person, never found. Sound familiar? Now look at Jason. Jason, that's a name tied to Greek mythology, the leader of the Argonauts. He went on a quest, got betrayed, lost everything. But there's another Jason in Vice City's history, a small-time criminal who was connected to the Martinez family. And guess what? He disappeared around the same time. Rockstar is not doing coincidences. They're doing legacy. They're doing cycles. And I think Jason and Lucia are either reincarnations of these two lost souls, or they're connected by blood, something that ties them to Vice City's most notorious unsolved mystery. But it gets deeper. Go to the trailer where Lucia is standing in that swamp at sunset. Look behind her. There's a church steeple with a broken cross. That's not just set dressing. That's a symbol. That church. It's the same one from a GTA 5 Easter egg that nobody ever cracked. I'm talking about the Mount Chiliad mystery, the mural, the glyphs, the whole thing. Now, fast forward to the leaked gameplay. There's a mission where Jason has to infiltrate a derelict motel on the outskirts of Vice City. Inside that motel, if you stop and look at the wall, there's a painting of two people, a man and a woman, standing in front of that exact same swamp, and they're holding hands. One of them has a scar on their face. Lucia has a scar on her face. You see what I'm getting at? This isn't just lore. This is a conspiracy board come to life. Rockstar is connecting GTA 5's biggest unsolved mystery to GTA 6's main characters. And I think I know why. The hippie camp in GTA 5 had a message. Come back when your story is complete. That was always the clue, and I think our story, the story of the two players, is the key to unlocking something that bridges both games. Maybe it's an alternate timeline, maybe it's a shared universe, or maybe, and this is the one that keeps me up at night, maybe Jason and Lucia are the reincarnated souls of those two missing people from the 80s, forced to relive their tragedy until they break the cycle. But here's the thing I can't stop thinking about. There's a radio station in GTA 6 called Leonida Lament, and on that station, they play a song that's a cover of an old Vice City track. But the lyrics are slightly different. They changed one line. Instead of, "We'll never make it out alive," the cover says, "We've been here before." That's not an accident. That's Rockstar screaming at us. Now I know what you're thinking. This is just a fan theory, right? I'm reading too much into it, but I'm not done, because I found the smoking gun, and it's in the dialogue. During a leaked mission, Lucia says something to Jason. She says, "My grandmother used to tell me stories about a girl who looked just like me." She says it offhand, like it's just flavor. But that line, "a girl who looked just like me," that's a direct link to the missing Lucia Martinez. And Jason's response? He doesn't say anything, he just stares at her. Long pause. Then he says, "I've heard that story too." That's the moment I knew. They know. They know they've been here before. They know they're living out a cycle that started decades ago. Now let me take you to the map. Leonida is massive. We all know that. But there's a specific island off the coast. It's not marked on any official map, but it's been spotted in the trailer. On that island, there's a lighthouse. And inside that lighthouse, there's a journal. I've seen the screenshot. It's written in a handwriting that matches the journal entries from GTA 5's Mount Chiliad mystery. Same author. That connects everything. The mystery is the same. The writer is the same. And that writer, we've never known who they were. But I think I do now. I think it's the ghost of one of the missing lovers. They're trapped. They're writing the story over and over again. And Jason and Lucia, they're the next chapter. So what does this mean for the actual game? It means the story isn't just about crime or survival. It's about redemption. It's about breaking a curse. It's about two people who might be destined to fail, but they keep fighting anyway. That's why we care. That's why we'll play for hundreds of hours. And I think the final mission, the one we haven't seen, is going to give us a choice. Do we accept the cycle or do we break it? Do we let the past consume us or do we walk away? That choice might determine if Jason and Lucia live or die, and it might finally solve a mystery that's been haunting GTA fans for over a decade. I'm not saying I'm right about everything, but I'm saying the evidence is there. And if you think I'm crazy, go watch the trailer again. Pause at 123. Look at the reflection in Lucia's eyes. You'll see something that doesn't belong. A double exposure of that church steeple. That's not a glitch. That's a message. Rockstar is building something bigger than a game. They're building a mythology. And Jason and Lucia are at the center of it. Not as criminals, but as vessels. As echoes of a tragedy that won't stop repeating. And when you finally play GTA 6 on November 19th, when you step into those shoes and start your own story, just remember, you might be playing out the same script that two other souls already wrote. The question is, are you going to follow it or are you going to rewrite it? That's the choice. That's the secret. And that's why I'm going to be in Vice City on day one, hunting for every single piece of this puzzle. Because I think the answer to the Mount Chiliad mystery isn't on a mountain in San Andreas. It's in a swamp in Leonida, and it's got the face of Lucia Martinez. I want to know what you think. Have you noticed any of these clues? Do you have your own theory about Jason and Lucia? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one, and if you want to see me dive even deeper into the lore, hit that subscribe button, because we're just scratching the surface. And trust me, this is only the beginning.